Bad news for US EX30 customers because their car is delayed till next year 2025. A few days ago, potential EX30 customers received this message from Volvo Cars US telling them that basically their EX30, which would be due to arrive this year, is delayed to next year, early or late 2025. Yeah, what the? So let me tell you a bit more about that. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Now, there are two potential reasons for this US EX30 launch delay. Now, the first one is one you probably heard of already, and that are the new import tariffs on Chinese products coming to the USA. And the second one is a rumor about software issues. Yeah, what a surprise, right? So let's start off with that first reason, and that is the quadrupled import tariff on clean technology coming from China. Clean tech being solar panels, batteries, and of course electric vehicles. Now, why does the Biden administration want to keep out Chinese EVs from the US? Well, that's pretty simple. US jobs. The administration tries to build up US manufacturing for clean energy along the entire supply chain. A lot of investments, such as the Inflation Reduction Act and other legislation, are made to support the US industries. Now, these new tariffs serve to protect the US industries or EVs coming from China being so cheap that they would undercut the offerings from the US factories, leading into hefty job losses in the USA. So basically, this reason are domestic economical priorities for the Biden administration. They want cheaper EVs coming from the US factories instead of the Chinese factories. So with this new import tariff of 100%, Biden tries to protect the US economy and the US car manufacturers for the Chinese until they have figured out how they can produce cheap EVs themselves in the USA. Now, do note that there aren't that much Chinese EVs on the US market already, currently right now. And that is also because of the current existing 25% import tariff on EVs. So this new 100% is just an extra barrier, more or less, for the US industries to protect them a little bit more against these Chinese EVs. Now, to bring this back to Volvo then, it seems that they are using this new tariff as an excuse for the delay of the Volvo EX30 in the USA. The EX30 is currently only being manufactured in China at a Geely factory. Geely, the owner of Volvo. In that factory, they do not only produce the EX30, but also some Lynk&Co's, if I'm correct. But yeah, that's basically where the EX30 is currently coming from. Hence, the EX30 will also face this current 25% tariff and soon then this 100% tariff. And that is the reason why the Belgian Volvo factory in Ghent is being called upon, because they will soon start to produce Volvo EX30s as well. And that means basically that the EX30 found, well, a bit of a loophole to avoid this big import tariff for Chinese products. Whilst it's still a bit of a Chinese product then. But yeah, it will be produced in Ghent in Belgium, the European Union, and from there head on to the USA, which of course is a good thing then, because then the EX30 can avoid this import tariff. Now, interestingly enough, this call to produce EX30s in the Ghent factory was already made last year, November 2023. Back then, Volvo said it was for, well, increased production capabilities for the European EV market. So not for the US, no, for the European one. So just imagine if Volvo did not make that call last year, focusing extra on the European market, then that would have meant that they, well, would hear of this import tariff like a few weeks ago, and then probably still had to shift their production to Ghent as well. So perhaps in that case, the EX30 could even have faced a delay to 2026. But fortunately, they made this call, and basically they are, well, currently preparing the Ghent factory, and soon the first EX30s will roll off the line over there. So Volvo, in that regard, is a bit lucky. So you would say, well, that's probably the reason for the delay of the EX30 in the US, right? These import tariffs increased. Volvo needs to work around it. Well, yeah, sounds pretty logical. But then there are also sources which I have spoken to, especially in Sweden recently during my visit. And they stated that, well, the launch of the Volvo EX30 in the US is just a bit of a headache. Apparently there are many problems, software problems, causing this delay of the EX30 being introduced in the USA. I gotta say, the launch of the EX30 also here in the European Union and other parts of the world, well, hasn't been that flawless so far. Recently, Volvo had this recall on 71,000 plus Volvo EX30s. They all needed this over-the-air software update to fix a critical safety issue at that moment. So yeah, looking at that, then I wouldn't be surprised if software issues are actually the reason for this big delay of the EX30 in the US. For now, I cannot confirm this to you, but it could be a reason, or it could be part of the reasoning together with that import tariff now. But yeah, pretty interesting, right? Now, there is one positive note for the Volvo owners or customers in the US, because the first Volvo EX90s will hit the road in the US first globally. So that's pretty cool, of course. Then again, there are some issues with the EX90 as well. I will cover that in a different video, so stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay tuned about all these, well, basically software issues, more or less. Yeah, interesting times. So to summarize for you, Volvo EX30 coming to the USA in 2025. It's not clear yet whether that will be late or early 2025. I hope early, but yeah, Volvo, stay tuned, I would say. If you're one of the EX30 customers who received this message with like this discount code for temporary Volvo until your EX30 will arrive, let me know, what did you opt for? Did you opt out of the EX30 and went for something else? Are you hanging in there with your current car? Are you going to a plug-in hybrid Volvo for now until the EX30 arrives? Let me know in the comments, I'm pretty curious about that. And for now, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you a lot for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with everything Volvo and Polestar, my own adventures and whatnot. Thank you very much. You can also support me a bit more by becoming a member of the channel. Yes, sir, that's now possible. And it comes with some pretty cool perks, such as early access to my videos and a priority Q&A. If you have any Volvo questions, you'll be in the priority line to get an answer from me. And of course, the money I make from the memberships goes straight back into the channel over here, for example, for equipment, fuel, electricity, and whatnot. So thank you very much for that. Guys, stay tuned, as I said already, and I will see you next week Sunday, of course, in a brand new Volvo or Polestar video. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.